Welcome to the first segment of Leadership Basics, Part 1. My name is Leo Wilshire, and this is Leadership Channel. What does it mean to be a leader? Does being a leader mean that you are the boss and you can tell others what they should be doing? Or is it something more? Is being a leader a title we are given by someone else? Or is it a title we earn through our actions toward others? Does being a leader mean that we are entitled to special privileges that others do not get? Or does it mean that we have special responsibilities to assist others? I want to share with you what I consider to be the most basic, yet most important aspects of being a leader. Leadership is about making an impact on your followers. Leadership is about being an inspiration to others. Leadership gets things done, but it isn't about barking orders. Leadership is about setting an example for others to follow. I mentioned earlier about a leader being considered the boss. But how many bosses actually don't lead? Bosses who just bark orders, and believe me, they are out there, are not leaders. Being a boss or a manager does not make you a leader. Daft wrote, "Leadership cannot replace management. It should be an addition to management." End quote. So what exactly is leadership? Daft's book, The Leadership Experience, defines leadership as an influence relationship among leaders and followers who intend real changes and outcomes that reflect their shared purposes. End quote. What that means is that a leader inspires people to do things, to build things, to improve things. And they do it by setting an example and selling a vision. By setting an example, the good leader acts the way they want their followers to act. Leaders who want their staff to be at work on time set the example by being in on time themselves. A leader who wants their followers to possess integrity must possess it themselves. You do the right thing, even if you think that no one else is watching. Consider an example of the leader who goes to the store 20 miles away, and they shoplift from that store. They may be thinking that nobody will know they will be there, that I can get this thing I want and nobody will be the wiser. But think about this. How many times have you gone to someplace out of the way and unexpectedly run into someone you know? At the very least, video cameras are everywhere. Somebody is going to see it. And when the word gets around to the followers that the leader got busted for shoplifting, how effective do you think that leader will be from then on? How about the school teacher who goes out on the weekend and gets arrested for drunk driving? Or is seen coming out of the inappropriate section of the video store? Would you want that person leading your kids? Inappropriate behavior has brought down many a leader throughout history. Leaders always have to set the example, even when no one else is watching. How are leaders able to get things done? If a leader runs an office or a retail operation, they need to be able to inspire their people to do their jobs and do them well. If they lead a staff of volunteers, the task of motivating a team can be a bit more of a challenge since the leader does not have a paycheck to take away. Aubrey Malphurs wrote, "The key to motivating people and the key to motivation is a clear, challenging vision." End quote. Leaders need to be able to sell their followers on a vision. That is, how things would be if the leader were to get their way. On the subject of vision, Andy Stanley explained, "Visions are born in the soul of a man who is consumed with the tension between what is and what could be. Vision begins with the inability to accept things the way they are. Over time, that dissatisfaction matures into a clear picture of what could be. Anyone with a vision will tell you this is not merely something that could be done, this is something that should be done." End quote. Communicate and sell your vision to your followers, and great things will happen. Does anyone own an iPod? Has anyone here ever bought music or movies from iTunes? The iPod and iTunes were the vision of the late CEO of Apple, Steve Jobs. Fortune magazine named Jobs CEO of the decade at the end of 2009. In 2001, the iPod was just a fancy MP3 player and iTunes was a minor, Mac-only competition for illegal file-sharing sites. A Fortune magazine article by Adam Lashinsky explained, "Jobs has a knack for pouncing at the right moment. The music industry had failed repeatedly to develop its own digital music sales site before Apple came along with iTunes, which was then prepared to become a store for buying music. Jobs cleverly made his pact with the record labels when iTunes worked only on Macs, which in 2002 had a personal computing market share in the low single digits. Apple's humble position before iTunes became compatible with Windows, expanding its potential market share to nearly all PCs, was a virtue. This made iTunes an experiment rather than a destructive paradigm shift. The vision of Steve Jobs has allowed what was once a struggling computer manufacturer to become one of the most influential companies on the planet. Leaders with a vision can change the world. A leader without a vision will go nowhere. Neither will their organization nor their followers. That is, until the followers leave the leader to go follow someone else. This concludes the first segment of Leadership Basics Part 1. To contact me with any questions about this lesson or to suggest topics for a future lesson, you can email me at leadlikechrist@cox.net. For Leadership Channel, my name is Leo Wilshire. Thanks for watching.